Welcome to Fantasy First Down, and today we are going to be doing our start and sit along with some extra fantasy additions that you need to have on your team for week 3. We're going to start out with our start and sit. In our first league, FFD squad has Chase Brown and Javonte Williams as our starting running backs. The only change is that we started Javonte Williams. Chase Brown, not too great so far. Tyler Warren is questionable, but we can start Tucker Kraft if he gets injured. DeAndre Swift, and Tony Pollard, we decided to bench them just because Javonte Williams has proved himself, and coming up against Chicago should have a little bit of an easy game. Now, for our next league, we have Jaden Daniels and Jahmyr Gibbs, Derrick Henry, Mike Evans, JSN, Juwan Johnson, Jameson Williams, the 49ers defense, and Matt Prater. I'm going to check my defenses because I believe I'll be able to get a defense that's better than this. But I decided to start Jameson Williams over some guys like Chris Olave and DJ Moore. Were projected for around the same, but they haven't proved themselves so far. Chris Olave has been decent, but I want the upside that Jameson Williams provides. And in a game that should be a shootout, I'm looking forward to watching them throw the ball a lot. Juwan Johnson, I decided to add him to my team and start him over Evan Engram. He's done great in his first 2 weeks with 15 in each, one with and one without a touchdown. Playing the easiest tight end team in the league. As you can see, they're 67.8, more like 68% added rate, but 68%. Our defense is up 20%. Matt Prater's up 38, Daniel Jones up 60, and it's crazy to look at the percentage of adding that's going around. An adding spree. We're projected to win this league. Our final league, we're projected to win these 2 ones, but our last league, we are 1-1. Lost by quite a bit last week. I made the bold choice to start Jordan Mason. The injury to Aaron Jones makes Jordan Mason the starting back. And have you seen him when he was the starting back last year? He went off. If you look at the first stretch of the season, 22, 17, 10, and 24. Incredible. Also added Zach Ertz to start over Evan Engram. And I'm leaving Amari and Hampton on my bench for this week. Keeping Keenan Allen in, he has served me well so far. Now we can move on to some players you should add. Quarterback, he's not here, but Daniel Jones is probably the best choice at quarterback. I wouldn't consider adding anyone else except for maybe Jake Browning to see how that shakes out. But anyway, that could be interesting. He got 17 after Joe Burrow's injury, so if you add Joe Burrow's fantasy points, that would add up to 25. But running back, Dylan Sampson is an interesting one. Jerome Ford, maybe try to dip into that Browns RB pool. Now that Quinshon Judkins is back, anybody could be the starter. Kenneth Gainwell, I wouldn't add any of these other guys. Wide receiver, Keyshawn Bouette's my favorite. But as you can see, if we want to add him, we would have to drop one of these other players. And I think they're all stronger candidates. Maybe Romeo Daubs also would be an interesting one. 11 fantasy points, but just saying that because somebody else added him in another league. He doesn't actually look as great as I said. But tight end, Harold Fannin, Johnny Smith, Zach Ertz, and Juwan Johnson. The big four, if you need a new tight end. The Rams' defense might actually be a good one. They're playing Philadelphia, though. It's an interesting one. Must just be because they did so well last week. Post great game hype. Anyway, maybe the Seahawks defense. I don't like the Bengals defense, but that's mostly just because the Bengals defense is known to be not very good. The Seahawks defense is known to be a little better. Kickers. Just got to keep an eye on some of these guys like Spencer Schrader and Joey Sly, who've done very well in the first couple of weeks. But anyway, that's about it for this start and sit and waiver ads video. If you want to check back in next week, we'll have another video like this. Before you go, I'm going to ask you to please like and subscribe. It helps us out a lot, and it'll give you more great videos like these. Thank you.